also give you a space so we can have a conversation, talk about what's going on in the technology world, what's going on in the development world for Fanbase as well, and answer any questions you might have. Disclaimer before we get started: if for any reason you're having any issues, um, you can always bring them here. I will always listen to you. I can write it down. But the best way that we can help you if you have any issues, any roadblockers, is to shake your phone and report to tech support. Tech support is actually joining me in these audio rooms as well to make sure that nothing is missed. But if you help us by formalizing any issues or feedback that you have through tech support, that really helps us put it in the radar, make sure that it doesn't slip through. And our promise, like I always tell everyone, is that it might take us longer to address certain things, but we're always going to be addressing everything. That's part of every single sprint that we do, which is bug fixing and everything like that. Okay. So with that said, let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about number one, what we just completed. Number two, what are we working on? Because we just started the new sprint this morning. We have the sprint kickoff, and then I'll answer any questions, bring any feedback that you may have, and then we'll talk about the future and what's happening the rest of the year and beyond. Okay. So we just finished our sprint number 127. Every sprint is a 2-week sprint. So that means that every 2 weeks, we have an objective, and that objective is translated into a release. Okay. In the past 3 sprints, I do have to admit that we've been not as consistent as we've been in the past, and it's for a good reason. About 2 sprints ago, we went live with a very, very large release. We always try to be very conscious of how large the releases are, because every time you have a large release with significant updates, that also brings a lot of considerations. So sometimes we're trying to find just the right level of value and also size of the release, so we can also make sure it's a control release. We make sure we're not missing anything. We get feedback as well, so we can continue building on what we release and so on. And because it was a large release, we also had to do several adjustments. We had several hot fixes. So we had to get out of our rules where we release every 2 weeks. So we've been doing several releases lately. So I just wanted to mention that. But we're getting back into the structure that we were before. So we just finished sprint 127, and sprint 127 only brings one release, which is it's not a hot fix, but there are visual adjustments to the create content button for Android. So for those that were in Android, and you guys always complain, it's like, oh man, where is Android? What happened? Well, guess what? This release for Spring 127 is only Android. So you gotta feel special, see? But going into Spring 128, we're gonna go back into the cadence of every 2 weeks, and we're gonna be releasing across the entire Fanbase ecosystem, which means iOS, Android, web, and obviously backend API. Okay, so we just finished Sprint 127, and this morning we kicked off Sprint 128. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the things that we're working on Sprint 128. A lot of these are a continuation of the other prior sprints as well, because we have some big things coming up in our product roadmap. Number one, we are in the final stages of our brand new algorithm. Okay, we actually revamped the algorithm. We were able finally to invest into a dedicated team, not only to build it, but also to train it and so on. And again, this is an evergreen thing. It's not like we're going to go live and everything is going to be solved. But we've been working with that for quite some time, and we are aiming at releasing that in October, sometime in October. Okay, so we're very close to releasing that. So the team is working on finalizing that, is testing, is doing the training. Why is that important? Is because as we release this new version of the algorithm, we also want this algorithm to live by what Fanbase live by, right? We are creator first. We're all about the creator. We're all about not matching your content next to a piece of ad. We're all about giving your content the right um, visibility, because at the end of the day, any other platform can say, oh yeah, I can give you 1 million views. But if those million views give you zero value, which means $0, then how much of a supporter build do you have, right? So we're definitely building the algorithm in a different way that can truly support our creators, can truly support those that support the creators as well, right? And we're excited about that. It's going to be a journey, just like everything that we build. But we think that is going to be a big differentiator for us here at Fanbase as we continue growing. Okay, so more details on that as we get closer to the October date, probably looking at towards the end of October, beginning of November. Um, we're also doing work on notifications refactor. That is the next big improvement that we're going to be bringing into the community. We're gonna have, hey Isaac, people miss you in my tech talks, man. You don't show up anymore. You used to show up. Sorry, Isaac just walked by. I know you've been working. You've been very busy. I had to say it, because some once in a while I was like, hey, where is Isaac? He's here. He's here. He works a lot. Sorry, guys. Let's go back. So we are working on a notification refactor, and I always mention why is this important and why notifications on getting the notifications right is important to you, right? We have a very robust ecosystem. We have, content throughout 6 different verticals: short form, long form. We have audio rooms, right? We have live experiences and we have media experiences, right? And all of these, when you're trying to show your content, build community, and share this content, it matters who sees it. It matters how often they see it, and also it matters how quickly they see it. I always put the example: if you are a live stream creator and the best part of your live stream is in the first 20 seconds, you don't want people to join on the 30th second, right? Just because they got their notification late. And so the notification refactor brings a lot of improvements that will allow you to have better visibility to your content, continue building better community. Something that we are always constantly working is, as we grow, let's say that you have, a thousand followers, right? What happens in other platforms, if those platforms, they will give you full visibility to those 1,000 followers of your content, you probably wouldn't need them to match you with advertising. You probably, the companies will probably go straight to you rather than go to the platforms. For us, we say, if you have 1,000 followers, we want those 1,000 followers to know, if they decided that they want to know that, when you go live, when you're opening a room, right? So notifications is a big factor of how you engage with your community, with your supporters, and this is important. We've been working in revamping that from better messaging, so it's very clear what the notification is about, consolidating all the notifications into your notification tray so you never miss anything, no matter if you have your app closed or open, and also the speed and scalability of your notifications. Today you have 1,000 followers. Tomorrow you might have 100,000 followers, right? And how you scale that up. So all of that has been contemplating this new version of notifications, and we are excited. And I know for a fact that you're going to start seeing a big difference in how you engage and how you build community as well. So that's coming very soon. We're aiming at not let me see. Actually, yes, we're aiming at the end of this sprint, which will be October 8th. So if everything goes well, on or around October 8th, you're gonna have a new release with brand new notifications and I think a better way to build community. Okay, and I always say on and about this because if it was up to us, we always try to get it right at the end of the sprint, but we depend on the app stores. A lot of times the app stores, they take their time to review, and once in a while, knocking on wood, they come back to us and says, hey, I think you need to change this and that. And so we do depend on them for that. All right. What else? We are currently working, this is a big one and a great one, on content creation simplification. When we started the year, I told everyone we're working on foundational things, guys. I know you guys are used to for us to bring new features. We're gonna get there, but we gotta go back to the basics and reshape some of the foundational elements that Fanbase had. One of those foundational things was the navigation simplification, which we released 2 sprints ago. So a better way to navigate through Fanbase. We also worked on the search simplification, better ways to search for users and also search for content itself. And now the third piece, which is a huge one, is the content creation simplification. We want to make it super, super simple for you to create content at Fanbase. We want you to not have to worry about, oh, should I do this on Fanbase Plus? Should I do this here? But rather create content and then enjoy the results of that great content, which is build community and make money out of that. So the content creation simplification is being worked on. That's a very large epic because we're looking into streamlining and improving the entire content creation throughout the 6 different content creation verticals, right? So a lot of things to consider, from ratios to editing tools to camera, like really a lot of things. But the product team has been doing an outstanding job in going into the details and improving that. So I'm excited about that one. That one is probably going to be more towards November, beginning of December, but it will happen this year. So if you think about it, this year we're really going to be having a better version of our community with improved navigation, improved search, a brand new algorithm, improved content creation. So we are going to find ourselves in a very solid place. There will always be improvements, there will always be feedback, but in a very solid place to start bringing all those features that you've been asking for and you've been wanting to. So, if you've been wanting, a carousel for quite some time, dark mode, all these things, we're now getting to a place where we're in a solid base that we can start bringing all of those. So just for those that have been following me and have been listening to my audio tech talks, I always say is that sometimes it takes us longer, but we always deliver, and we deliver for our community and for our creators, and that's our intention as well. Okay. Let me see what else we have here. There's other, I always call this the invisible work, but it's also important. We're working on improving our entire financial layer of fan base, so we can have even better traceability. We can provide more flexibility to you in the future. So we're always looking at, okay, we pay them every first of subsequent month. These are all the subscription tiers that you have, but how can we create more flexibility on that standpoint, and we can provide those flexibilities to you as well. So we are doing some underlying work on the payment and payout side of things, which I think that's super important to bring new things or new ways for you to monetize in the future as well. And then obviously on the infrastructure side, I did mention that thanks to the support of our investors, we were able to grow the team. And as part of that growth team, we also brought DevOps in-house. For those that don't know what DevOps do, they are the team that work on infrastructure, right? Help us make things scalable, make sure that what we're building is not only scalable, but it also fits our budget, and we're cost conscious as well. So we're excited about bringing that in-house because that also allows us sprint by sprint to optimize our infrastructure. So, you get better experiences inside the platform, but also we take care of our bottom line as well. So that's something that happens every sprint as well. Okay. So with that said, a lot of things going on. We work in parallel. So while the business analysts are refining, the UX UI team is prototyping, the development teams are coding, and our QA team is testing. So um, behind all of this, it requires a lot of coordination, processes, and structure that we've been building throughout all these years. And we're pretty proud of it. There's always room for improvement, but we've done a great job. And in fact, I don't know if she's in the call, but I would love for you to one day get to talk and meet our Scrum Master who helps coordinate all the different squads and help us make sure that we're always on time and on scope as well. All right. Um, with that said, I'm gonna stay semi-quiet because I gotta read the questions aloud. But let's go into the chat and see if you have any questions. If you wanna come on stage, put up your hand. I'll bring you up. We'll have a little chat. Um, I see some of you says, I love the new search. That's great. Let me talk a little bit about the love the new search because we were doing A/B testing with the new search. We were trying to get some data before fully releasing to everyone. But starting yesterday, we did release the new search to everyone. What I want you guys to notice the most is how much easier and how better is the user search. And that's intentional because what we want to do is we want to drive connection from the get-go. One of the biggest um, learnings that we had back in January during that one-day TikTok ban with all those users that came to Fanbase is their first reaction was going to the search, looking for creators and looking to connect, right? And we improved that. So hopefully a lot of you that didn't see it before are now seeing the new search, and it'll continue getting better, especially as we release the new algorithm and we build more functionality on top of it. All right, let's see what else. You were 3 minutes late. I bet I hope that's not for me. I was 1 minute late. Let's see. Question: Are you aware that while in audio rooms some users are able to respond to message to them due to the audio room bar being in the way? I am aware of a UI inconsistency. I'm not sure if we're talking about the same thing, but as long as it's reported, we're definitely going to take a look at it. I'll write it down and ask tech support, but definitely, as we as things come over, as feedback comes over, we always try to prioritize, right? So just to give you guys some visibility, if we see there might be an inconsistency in something related to um, a purchase or a payout, which barely happens, then we always want to prioritize that, right? But if there is a inconsistency in being able to engage within an audio room, that also has a priority itself. So we always try to prioritize what's most showstopper for our community, and we try to address it in that order as well. Oh, I see a Mario. What's up, Mario? So, so you guys know we have a new program internally in Fanbase. It's called Fanbase Inside Out, where everyone has to get certified on being experts on the product. But we also have a little competition going on because at the end of the day, if we don't do what we believe in, then what's the point, right? So a lot of people in Fanbase are creators and they use Fanbase a lot. And here, Amario, who's part of the marketing team, he won an award for August. Can't remember which one you won, Amario. Let's see what else we have. Um, Welcome all new users. Indeed, if you're new to Fanbase, we welcome you. I definitely encourage you to go into audio rooms and check for onboarding audio rooms. Our community is amazing. They're not only supportive of each other, but also they're welcoming, and they always help into letting new users know how to use Fanbase and how to build community. All right, let's see. What was the one release for Spring 127? I got a call and didn't hear. Okay, so on Spring 127, we only have an Android release. Okay, so if you're Android, feel very special. And what we did is we improve the UI or the visibility of the content creation plus button. So it's just a small detail, but we thought it was important because, again, at the end of the day, we want you to be able to create in an easy way. So that's Android. And then starting 128, we're going to go back into across all platforms. All right. I saw someone that says I invested in Start Engine. Thank you for that. If you didn't know, we are still in our Regulation A, race. We are aiming at raising $17 million that is allowing us to continue evolving the next social economy platform, which is Fanbase. So if you are an investor, I want to say thank you so much. You're the reason why we're here, why we're building what we're building, and hopefully, joining these calls and listening or hearing directly from me, you can see how we're putting the money to work, and we're really passionate about it, and we hope you know, uh, it's gonna be a great outcome for everyone. Let's see. Are we able to play YouTube Shorts via Watch Party? It's a good question. You should be able to, because at the end of the day, the scheme of the link should be very similar. Um, but I haven't tried with YouTube Shorts. I would definitely encourage you. If someone has done it, if you can put it in the chat, that would be great. Usually, when I do watch party, I do live stream, and I've done videos themselves and never shorts. So it's a good question. Let me give some love to that. All right, let's see. Any possible timeline on being able to live stream in an audio room? So you can do that already. Again, I can't remember if you're referring to live stream beyond YouTube, but you can go live on YouTube, grab that live on YouTube link, bring it to Watch Party and put it there, and you can do a live Watch Party. That's what I do every other Thursday. I haven't done it in a few Thursdays already, but you can live stream already through Watch Party. Now, if you're asking for other integrations, such as direct RTMP, we're not there yet, but we are hoping again, after this foundational phase, we can go back into some of those roadmaps, including watch party integrations and add those there. All right. Yeah, definitely. Fanbase Plus in our watch party integration, we did a roadmap when we initially launched it. Just to give a refresher for those that are new to Fanbase, we launched Watch Party November last year, right around election time. We did it purposely during election time, and we decided as a team to release it in an MVP way where we would initially allow YouTube integration. That was the most accessible, the easiest for everyone to use. And we saw a lot of value in that, right? So we released that. But with that, we also built a roadmap where the first next thing will be obviously Fanbase Plus, because we want you guys to be able to put Fanbase Plus videos on Watch Party and talk about it. And then also we talked about Twitch and other integrations as well. So yes, Fanbase Plus, our own vertical should be first in the roadmap. I would like the option to show a live video from my phone or desktop while in audio room. It will be shown too. Correct. We call it a watch party. Okay. All right. Let's see. Can we connect to StreamYard to live stream? So interesting. I've used StreamYard before. The one thing is that first when you go live on StreamYard, you connect all the different accounts. For us, Fanbase, even though we have the infrastructure to give the RTMP to connect to StreamYard, we have not made that accessible or available to our user base as yet. So the capability is there. We have not opened that up to everyone yet. And that's a little bit on the RTMP roadmap that I mentioned earlier. All right, Johnny Alexander, I'm seeing you said that you invested and never received the hearts. So they have you reached out to support yet? Because the team has really revamped the perks assignments for this race. So if you reach, I will be surprised if you haven't got your labs yet. But if not, please shake your phone, tell them that you're an investor, and they'll be able to give you your labs right away, because those perks we assign right away. And I think tech support is here too, so they'll be able to help you. So we appreciate you bringing it up. We'll take care of it for sure. Oh, I see. Mario. Mario won the Content Machine Award, which means that he was one of the ones that created the most content in the month of August. I love it. Yeah, streaming it is the new go-to. I mean, I don't know if it's the new go-to, but it's the present, right? It's been for a while, and we know that. One of the things that I don't know if you know those that are techie or are have integrated live stream in the past. Live stream is one of the, if not the most costly infrastructure wise vertical for any platform. So think about this. Twitch. Twitch is owned by who? Do you guys know? Let's see. Where gets it first? I'm gonna give some love. Who owns Twitch? Let's do a little participation here. Amazon. There we go. So Amazon owns Twitch. Here, Mario, I'm gonna give it to you too. Um, and what does Amazon has that makes it very important, vital for Twitch and run? Uh, so Amazon has, yeah, they sell cameras, the great cameras. AWS, right? So they have this entire hosting infrastructure, and they have what they call IVS. IVS is the live stream infrastructure. So if a company like Twitch, who's owned by Amazon, who has AWS, IVS, the infrastructure themselves, they make money, they make revenue, but they're not profitable. Imagine, how costly live streams can be, right? So the reason why I'm saying this is, as we understand that live stream, it's the present or is the new thing, as you mentioned there. You also have to consider what's the revenue model behind bringing something like live stream or opening or developing more things in the live stream, right? So from my technical perspective, one of the challenges that I'm most interested in is what sort of technology could we implement that will allow us to open up live streams and integrate throughout the entire platform without having to go through the same pain points that companies like Twitch is going through, right? And that means that things take more time, more thought, more development, and that's why for live streams we're being very, very careful how we proceed and how we develop that vertical. All right. All right. No, I love that. Amazon acquired Twitch in August 2014 for nearly 1 billion. Hmm. Yep, yep, yep. All right, guys. Any other questions? Oh, I see some of you. You know what? Why not? Let's go. I'm gonna bring some of you up. Let's have a little conversation. Let's see. Sorry. To invite to stage. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm going through here. Manage raise hands. All right. We're gonna go one by one. Be patient. Let's see. Come on over. Mr. Larry, how are you?
Hey, Rama, all is well. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. What's up?
I think Queen has the echo. Actually, you know what? I raised my hand originally when you said, "Hey, I'm going to bring some people up," and I was already typing my question in the chat, and some of the users was like, "Hey, going up and ask your question." So all is
Okay,
well. So you
we're
can
good.
all good.
All good. Yeah, great questions you ask.
Hey, hey,
Appreciate you.
but hey, what I will say while I'm up here, Rama, is when I say streaming is the new go-to, I look at it from a standpoint of I love the verticals that are on fan base, but when you talk about your Gen Zers, it's like streaming and being in the moment is a great thing. So that's why I'm pushing for being able to just to live stream in a room like for an audio room, and we can look up top, and if you want to call it a live watch party or a live party, I'm throwing out names. I just think it'd be a great added feature for the app. I know it costs money, and I know you all are working on it, and you've done a great job. But I
Thank
think
you.
great ad for a fan base. So I've been doing my thing. I've been doing consistent rooms for the last 2 months since I've been back. So but I think it'd be an added bonus.
Yeah, definitely. And we agree, and we appreciate you, and definitely. I know I've been seeing some of your rooms and so that's awesome. Thank you. All right, Queen Mo, how are you?
I'm doing lovely, 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 lovely. Speaking of the live stream features, you know me, I'm fussing. I'm a live streamer over here. You know me, I'm weekly. I was just doing the updates on that. And then, what are the updates for if we're going to get waiting room music for the audio rooms? Because I'm by myself and people, they think I'm not there and I'm working in the background setting things up. So I would like that. And then, any, updates on our timeline, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
That's all.
so I'll take your question as an opportunity to talk how we've considered in the past, all these small engagement features in audio that can add uh, to the experience itself, right? And you mentioned waiting music. I talked about being able to cater different audio profiles depending on what are you trying to do in an audio, right? If you're trying to be a DJ and do live music, you will probably want a different type of audio quality that if someone comes and is trying to teach a class, right? Also, we talked about small things such as, hey, when you get a phone in the middle of an audio room, it would be great for everyone else to know that you're having a phone call, and that's why there's quietness. So we're writing down all these little things. As I mentioned before, we're still a small yet nimble team, and we gotta choose our priorities that make sense to the business, our creators, investors. But eventually, as we grow and we're able to bring these small engagement features that will help, we will definitely do it. So I'm saying that because a lot of times you guys bring these things and you think that, okay, they just didn't listen. We do listen. We just write them down. We're just patiently waiting for the right time to do it. So we appreciate it.
No, that's pretty much it. I love the watch party feature. I use it every day. You know what I'm saying? I live stream weekly. You know what I'm saying? Repping the set, let them know we over here. So continue up the good work, and I love
Thank
the
you.
new search feature. That's it. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Consistency is definitely key. If you're a new user, few things about it. Number one is we believe everyone is a creator in Fanbase. And so, you might have come to Fanbase to support or check out someone else's content. But our intention is to let you know that everything that you do has value. Even if it's participating in this audio room and sending a message, you are creating content. Your comments are content. And we believe that every single piece of content has value. So regardless if you consider yourself a creator or not, you are a creator. And one of the things that we always say is consistency is key. As we continue growing the community, I hear a lot of people saying, I do all the rooms every week, I do watch party every week, and that's the way to do it, right? Um, and we know, as a company that sometimes, being a creator is not an easy thing. So our challenge and our purpose is how can we not only let them know that everyone's a creator, but how can we make this a fun and easy experience, right? And so that's why when I mentioned we are simplifying content creation, we're doing it for a purpose, and the purpose is creating content should be simple and fun. And so that's a little bit of where we are, and just wanted to take advantage of some of the comments that you guys mentioned to share that with everyone, so you can see, the direction that we're going. All right. So with that said, let's see if I miss anything else on here. Um, quick question: will there be a feed for Fanbase Plus, Rama? So we, we we do have a dedicated search on or feed on web for Fanbase Plus. One of the things that we're going to be doing with the new search and the implementation of the algorithm as well, is eventually give the choice for users to decide not only what type of content they want to see, but also what type, like what's the type? Like, are you into, Fanbase Plus, right? Are you into long form versus short form, right? So we will organically evolve into allowing you to see what you want to see. I know that you ask it just as like, hey, can we just have a Fanbase Plus feed? But I think wouldn't it be better to enable you to see what you want to see in Fanbase Plus plus anything else. So that's a little the direction. We don't have right now. We
Oh, wow. My live stopped. I was multitasking. But hope you got a little bit of this live from Rama Thursday Tech Talk. It's every Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. And shout out to the people that are watching us wherever you are. Hey, hey, white collar. Girl, I sat up here and was streaming, and my laptop battery went out. I thought I had it plugged and I didn't. Shout out to that. So I didn't get like the last probably 10 minutes or so. He did close a little later or a little earlier today. But hey, lady, nice seeing you. I did send you an invite to one of the other platforms that I remember you being on. I had done a room just to test it out, but come check it out. Just I'll use them as a tool. You know me. So check it out. Check it out. And I am signing out. Shout out to those in the cyber world. There's a lot going on, y'all. We need to be broadcasting our stories in the spaces that we have. So shout out to y'all. Wherever y'all are, whoever is listening, let's talk about it. Let's chat about it. Au revoir. Tout à l'heure.